Hey nerds, it's Saturday and it's Saturday, which is awesome, right? Because this is the day we've all been waiting for like all week. And last night, my stream was sabotaged because apparently my internet service provider does not like me very much. So all that said, uh, I reached a milestone as far as my Twitch channel goes, and I am super, super excited and very, very, very grateful for Twitter friends and my ride or die friends, Indie and Sinister and T Money and Enlin and Rainbow Hippobo and Lil Sauerkraut, who came and brought a bunch of people with him and raided my channel. Um, I was gonna call that something else, but somebody said that I shouldn't say that, so I'm not gonna. Um, Eternally over the moon grateful to you guys, like every single one of you nerds. Um, I might have gotten a little bit teary eyed when I got that message saying that I hit 50 followers. Um, don't tell anybody because I just don't ruin my street cred. Okay, okay. Everybody thinks I'm a bitch. We're just gonna leave it at that. And but seriously though, I am over the moon excited and just truly, truly grateful. And hi, welcome to chat. And just super excited to see uh what we can do in the future. You guys who come and hang out and chat, like it has been awesome getting to know you and people on Twitter that I've been getting to know through Twitter. Not sure about those guys that are sending me invites to be their sugar baby, but for $5,000 a week, I might have to start thinking about it. Kidding, kidding. Um, all joking aside, though, I am truly, truly grateful and maybe a little bit humbled because, I mean, let's be honest. You guys know I'm an elitist by now, right? Like, you know this about me. So, now I guess I gotta tone it down a little bit and actually be a decent human being. Kidding, kidding. So, party chat. Gonna go join with, Indie and all that kind of fun stuff. Oh, it's just Indie. Oh, okay.
Actually, you know what? I'm
Indie
sorry.
it's just you. Okay. I mean, have you met me? Okay, so Indie is not going to include his audio yet because reasons. Um, but he always has really good feedback. So when he's done doing what he's doing, we will we will go into all the other stuff and things. Until then, we're definitely talking about food because I have plans. Um, so I have some stuff in the freezer, and I was kind of going back and forth about which one to make. So I have like chicken, and I was just gonna do chicken and dumplings tomorrow. Uh, but instead, there's a pork tenderloin, and I found this pineapple bourbon glaze, And I'm thinking that I might cut up. I mean, sorry. Wait, let me start again. Um, it says that for best results, uh, to mix it with applesauce and dump it in the crock pot with your pork tenderloin. Um, I'm that sounds like a win to me. I mean, and it says you can serve it on Hawaiian rolls as like little sliders. Or if you want a savory flavor, then to serve it on grilled ciabatta with peppers and onions. So, not sure which way we're going to go with that just yet, but I'm thinking it sounds pretty damn good. Either way. Either way. Also, I meant to ask you, did you try oh god, the vegetarian steak from the Heroes Feast cookbook? I can't remember if you guys said that you tried that or not. That is amazing. Okay, let me just put it out there. That is an amazing recipe. I personally am not vegetarian. Um, I enjoy the meat, but but it is a really really good option. If you are vegetarian, it's a very nice option to have. Um, you could use the like Impossible or whatever option you prefer. Uh, my vegetarian, she likes the Impossible, and I find it easier to work with. Um, really, really good stuff though. If you know what, I'm gonna plug it anyway because I don't care. If you have not seen the Dungeons and Dragons Heroes Feast cookbook, you are seriously missing out. Like I love that book. Not only is it just a gorgeous book, the recipes in it are amazing, and I haven't found anything in there that I don't like. Um, there's like the moonshae fried rice is really good. Um, everything that we tried in there, we've had the traveler stew, we've had Otik's skillet spicy fried potatoes, and I know that I somehow have that backwards, but it's easy to find. Just everything in there is good. So there that's my good deed for the day. You're welcome. Did my duty. Um hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. Um yeah, not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. Um I just love that book. That's all there is to it. I just love that book. Um what else was I I made a new soup. It's a spicy potato soup. Um, it is not a creamy based soup. It is I use a clear vegetable broth. Again, because I have a vegetarian, and she does not eat any kind of butter and eggs, and that's like it. Um, so yeah, did some serrano peppers and potatoes, obviously. Um, onion, celery, dumped in some other veggies. Um, it doesn't call for cabbage, but I added some cabbage because I like cabbage, and it was it was really good. Like it was really really good. And a lot heartier than I thought it was going to be. So there's that. And what's the other thing? There's something else I was going to tell you. Um Well, shit. I don't remember what it was. Oh well, fuck it. Moving on. I guess that's all I can do at this point because I have no. Oh, waffle maker. Um, Shredded some potatoes and sprayed the waffle maker really good, and basically had potato waffles, which I know sounds weird. Topped those suckers with some cheese and because I like sour cream, little dollop of sour cream, and start to finish, it was all of like 8 minutes, and they were delicious. And it's something that my youngest can make, on his own. He doesn't. I mean, he's almost 15. It's not like he really needs me to make anything for him. I just want to because I know that I'm not going to have him for too much longer, because kids grow up and it's just part of life. So there's that. So I try to make him some stuff and things. Okay, I'll stop talking about food now because. Oh, uh, cheese sticks. Before I forget about those. Um, so I had some fresh mozzarella, and I kind of flattened it out a little bit, and I put some other cheeses. I had some Havarti and some Munster and some extra sharp cheddar, and then I like rolled it up and uh, flour, egg, and then breadcrumbs and deep fried them. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I would. It was. They were so good. And I always get worried with mozzarella because, like fresh mozzarella, it's real soft. So I was a little bit worried that, they were going to blow up and like ruin the breading and all that kind of stuff. They did not. And they were perfect and delicious. And while I'm at it, cheesesteak egg rolls. Sorry, they are not egg rolls. They are spring rolls. Got them from BJ's Wholesale Club. It was like $10 for like this gigantic box of them because, BJ's everything is gigantic. $10 for the whole box. And they are freaking amazing. I wish I had an air fryer because I'd really like to see what they're like in the air fryer. I think, if they were a little bit crispier on the outside, it would have been a lot better. But in the toaster oven, they did come out pretty crispy on the outside. I just think they needed just that little oomph, that you can get from the air fryer. Now that I'm closer to 50 than 40, I'm really trying to lay off of the fried stuff. I say that, and later I'll make fried potatoes or something, but don't judge me. You really can't go wrong with fried potatoes. Like, whoever invented those, I would like to go back in time and just kiss them. Because it's like the best thing ever. Like, ever. Ever and ever. Alright, so Neverwinter. May as well get this party started. Things that we would like to see. Oh man, this is gonna be quite a list, huh? To start off with, if I get downed when I have my shield up, it would really be nice to be able to scroll and not be shield locked. I mean, let's just throw that out there, because that's a pain in the ass. And I mean, if you get downed, it's not like you're still holding your shield up. because you're on the floor. I would prefer to not get downed at all, but shit happens. And sometimes the tank gets downed, and it's just part of stuff. But I would really like to be able to scroll without being shield locked. Like, that would be awesome. I would also like all of the tank abilities for all the tank classes to be a little more streamlined. I realize that they're different classes. Barbs are different than fighters. Fighters different than paladin. Paladin different from, like, I get it. But the fact that the fighter has an ability that they can pretty much hold indefinitely, and my paladin is stuck trying to manage divinity, just seems kind of, you know, like, well, so the fighter just has a shield bar, and they can hold up the shield or they can hold dig in. Now, the shield is limited because once the bar depletes, that's the end of it. Like, you have to wait for your shield bar to regenerate. Dig in, fighter can hold dig in until the cows come home. I mean, pretty much. And I have both. Like, I have a fighter, I have a paladin, and my biggest thing was trying to figure out the best way to play them both. And the fighter definitely has the advantage. Now, the paladin does have an ability where if you hit your divinity and then you go into your shield, you have this gigantic golden shield, which is great. But once that depletes, you're kind of stuck and you have nothing. Like, you have to wait for your divinity and your shield bar both to regenerate. And until then, you're just kind of up the creek. And I don't know enough about barbarian tanks to, like, go all into that. I know what I've been told from some people who play barbarian tanks, but not well enough that I could just rattle off, like, the differences. Like, I'm not in that place yet. I'm trying to become a little more familiar because it would make conversations like this, go a lot easier. So I'm going to stick with what I know for now, which is paladin and fighter. It would be nice to have all three of those classes a little more streamlined, so that you can play what you want. You want to play a paladin, you should be able to play a paladin and still be just as effective as a fighter or a barbarian. If your preference is the fighter, I mean, you should be just as viable as the other two classes. You want to play the barbarian, same thing applies. Like, that's the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
And I did not mean to go off on a tangent about tanks, but it is a pet peeve, like, it is an issue that I keep hoping will be resolved, and so far it hasn't. And unfortunately, I don't know what the answer is. Like, do you take the divinity aspect away from the paladin and do something else and, give the paladin an option that's like dig in from the fighter? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not claiming I have all the answers. I'm just saying that I would like to see those things be a little more, have a little more similarities between them.
I mean, yeah, or
But then,
at least give people options of, like, if they want to do a tank, if they choose the one class, like you said, let it be viable. Let it be something where you don't have a whole bunch of one because it's the only one that works.
Right. And I mean, and there are a ton of fighters, like a ton of fighter tanks. And I get why. Like, it's so much easier to tank on a fighter. Like, it's so much easier to tank on a fighter. Um, the issue that I run into is lack of experience. And let's be honest, I've been playing the paladin much longer than I've been playing the fighter. And because my paladin is fashioned after my tabletop cleric and not a tabletop paladin, there's differences there too, you know. And I realize that, like, I realize that there's differences there. Um, Hi there, welcome to chat. So I realize that there's differences there. I just it would be really nice to be able to play what you want and have options. But then again, that begs the question, like, well, wouldn't that make them too much the same? Like, wouldn't those classes lose what makes them individual, classes, like an identity crisis type thing, like maybe. Again, I don't claim to have all the answers. I'm just saying what I would like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I know there's some people talking about, the DPS classes too. Like, there's always some overpowered class where DPS is concerned, and the god class, which for a while was the rogue. Now it's before that it was the ranger. Currently, it's the wizard. Um, and it's like, well, how do you balance the classes so that people can play what they want, um, and still be able to do damage? Um, Again, I don't have answers for that. It would just really be nice for everyone to be able to play what they want and still be able to fulfill whatever their role is.
Yeah, I
Um,
I think that, like, as far as DPS goes, you want to have that what you're talking about, but then you also on the other side and that's like for the majority, especially new players. But then you also have for the other side for like the veterans, like if you get to a point where for the most part you're getting similar damage from one class to another, there's no real drive to go get new gear or you know go do something different or try a new build in order to get better than other people, I guess. But I
mm-hmm.
think in what you're saying is, there shouldn't be one class is consistently doing, and not just one person, like majority of the class is doing like 400 million and all the other classes, no matter how much they try, are only doing like 100 million. Like that's a little,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
but I can definitely see where
You know,
having some differences, and maybe it's just a mod or not a mod, but like kind of like what they do is like a rework where they rework it to make it even, and then that's the fun is you try to find the thing to make you OP until they nerf it again.
well, and that's pretty much how it's been. You know, it's been like you're always chasing some new thing, and I get it. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's the way that MMOs are. You know, you you get to a certain point, and then new stuff is released, and you get all that stuff, and then you just kind of keep going with it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like never ending because the content for Neverwinter is never ending. I mean, this game could go on for decades easily because there's so many things available in the Forgotten Realms. I mean, it's literally endless. And then there's always there's new books and new stuff, and like it could go on forever. Um it's really what they choose to do with it, I guess.
Hmm.
Um but it's just that lack of balance, I think, really pisses people off. Um and then you have the people who expect the game to change for them.
Yeah.
And that definitely doesn't work that way. Like I've never been in any game that has been like, "Oh, you don't like this? Oh, well we're going to switch it back just because you're angry." Yeah. No. It doesn't work that way.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Sadly, it does not work that way.
Mm-mm.
But I must be a top tier masochist because I still uh hi Jinx. Thanks for stopping in. I still love this game. So I realize that I'm like top tier masochist. I've been playing since the day it launched. I'm still playing even after all the stuff and things, including the things that royally pissed me off. Like I'm still here. So I guess I'm in it for the long haul, so to speak. Um, which I'm cool with because, I met a lot of cool people along the way, and I've made some awesome friends along the way, you know, present company included. And, I've been very fortunate to have really good people to play with. So I don't have any regrets. I mean, I know a lot of people are like, oh, the game sucks now. And I mean, it might suck for you, but, and I'm sorry, if it's not a good experience
Yeah.
for you, but, um, I'm happy, you know? But that's mostly because of you guys too. You and Sinister, Mikey, and Nate, and,
Everybody.
all the people that we play with. Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Well, I mean,
you know,
I've said it before.
Atomic.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. Playing this game was it 4 or 5 years ago. I played it for like 2 weeks, and I was not in a guild. I hated it and put it down for a year. I just thought it was dumb. And then when I came back, actually got into a guild. It's a whole new experience, and really the part that people don't talk about a lot is the social aspect. It really changes the gameplay. At least for me, it does. And like you're saying, it's really about the social aspect of you get friends, you get people you run with, you get people that you start learning how they run, and when new stuff comes out, you just know that okay, our little group will hit it and try to get it and have fun along the
Yeah,
way.
it's like a
And
whole new world.
yeah,
It's like a whole new world. And like, and that's why when we get new people in and I'm like, come join chat, come hang out, come, it's like that's such a huge part of it that people miss out on. And I guess I never understood the whole playing an MMO but not interacting with people.
yeah.
I mean, that's literally like the whole game.
Well, So for me, coming into this game, like the only real MMO that I had ever played before Neverwinter was, I mean, like I played Oblivion, and I would even call that an MMO. But I played like Oblivion, and then I played a little bit into ESO online, um, but I wasn't really big into that a whole lot. Um, I mean, I played for probably like 6 months or so, and I was like, okay, this is kind of it for me at least. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, Neverwinter is it's just its own brand. Like I know people are going to disagree with that, but for me it's just like ESO is cool, but it's one of those. It reminds me too much of a game like Oblivion or something like that, to where Neverwinter, or it's ongoing. You're constantly doing stuff, and you're constantly at you know uh, on guard and everything. I guess is the way I describe it. But for Neverwinter, for me, it's just like you have your dungeons, you have your things, but then a big majority of it is just hanging out, and you're safe. You can build stuff. You can work on numbers, and I don't know. It's just different for me. So
Like honestly, I don't even know like if I if I wasn't interacting with people, well, first of all, I wouldn't even be a guild leader. Like I wouldn't even have a guild because what's the point? Like if you're not going to interact with anybody, like I don't understand the point of, you know, having a guild and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I know boons play a big part and that's why a lot of people join a guild is cuz they want the boons
mhm.
and that's fine too, but it is an MMO. It is supposed to be social. It is supposed to be interactive. Um, I guess I never understood the whole. Yeah, let me start playing this MMO, but I'm just gonna run everything by myself, and I'm not gonna take part in anything. Like that's just kind of, I don't know. It's just weird to me. It's definitely not something that I would do. So I guess when we boil it down, one of the things that I would like to see is more people interacting. Um, like I really would like to see more interaction among people. Um, that would be pleasant change. I feel like, and I mean, a lot of people would take a look at like our guild and be like, oh well, you guys have a clique and blah blah blah. I mean, it's not intentional.
Mhm.
Like it's that that well you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink.
Right.
And it's like, we always tell people, come join party chat, come hang out, come, run some stuff, come whatever. And at that point the ball's in their court. Like if they choose to not interact, if they're missing out on a huge aspect of the game that just makes it a lot more enjoyable and progress.
Hmm.
I mean, you kind of hinder your own progress when you don't interact because how the hell do you expect to get anything done when you're trying to run a 5-man dungeon by yourself?
I say not to mention this game, even with a guild and people helping you and stuff, is a grind. I couldn't imagine how
Oh
long it
yeah.
would take to get some of the gear and stuff if you're running by yourself. Like just running by
I
yourself.
I can't even imagine.
Mm-mm.
And I mean there's a lot that you can do by yourself, like dailies and campaign progression. Like you can do a lot by yourself, just you and a companion. And then one of the tooltips even tells you that. Like, if you're just adventuring, doing your adventure zones or whatever. You can do that with just yourself and a companion. Well, maybe you shouldn't have said that. Maybe that's a tooltip that should have been left out so that you can encourage people to interact and run stuff together and uh, but yeah, a lot more interaction would be nice. I would definitely like to see more of that. um I would like to see a lot more fixes for issues, but I see, in the forums and from the live streams, they are prioritizing what needs to be fixed. But one thing I don't see a lot of is I would really like them to bring back those classic dungeons and skirmishes um, that have been gone from the queue list for ever. Um, Original Castle Never, I know we talked about that before. Such an amazing dungeon. I mean, just an amazing dungeon.
Yeah, I felt
Um,
like it before my time.
yeah, right? Like, yeah, it would be shit. Screwed that up. Would really love to see that again. If you have not seen that, um, if you go to YouTube, um, you can see people run the original Castle Never dungeon. Um, just a just a great just a great dungeon. I mean, just an amazing dungeon. Um, there's another one called Dread Vault, which I believe was in a queue list as a skirmish, but I don't quite remember. Again, another great, like, just fun thing to run. Um, would be great to see that back in the dungeon again, or in the queue list again. Um, what else? Um, yeah, I don't remember the other ones,
Hmm.
but there were definitely some stuff and things.
I think kind of pivot off of that, but not really the same thing. I would like to see customizable nicknames or like titles. I think
Oh, that would be awesome.
they could use the same, no crazy, language or anything like that. But I think customizable titles would be kind of cool. Because then you could get people that in their guild they would have like that inside joke or whatever that they could have, and I think it would um, bring people to the game. But it would be something fun for people that are here. Um, that was the one thing that I really wanted to see other than fixes. Um, I would also like to see, and I don't really know how you would do this because we're already having issues with rubber banding and lag as it is, but um, some kind of, I'm hesitant to say the word world boss, but something kind of like that other than like dragons. I don't know how they would do that. That would be kind of neat. Um,
I don't think it would be that hard to implement that because each section, or each zone that you go to has some kind of, like in some areas it's trolls, in some areas it's,
yeah,
some kind of fae or Thayans or whatever. Like, I mean, the structure of it's already there. It wouldn't be difficult to just throw a couple of bosses in there somewhere,
true.
whether it's some freakishly large troll, somewhere, or something like that. I mean, you know what I would, and I know this is probably going to be a really unpopular opinion. Um, my sons and I used to play the crap out of Gears of War. I mean, just play the crap out of it. And they have a mode in Gears of War called Horde.
Yep.
And basically, it is just, if you haven't played Gears of War, guys, it is just wave after wave after wave of enemies. And I know that we have Marauders. I know that that's kinda, you know, as far as I know, Marauders does not have a cap. Also, the rewards for Marauders suck ass. I'm sorry, but they suck ass. Like, 600 influence, and then, like, some low-level vouchers. We can do better. Come on. We can do better.
Well, not to mention, as you go up in levels and stuff, it's still the same. There's no drive to go any more or any less.
Yeah. Yeah, like, the rewards don't change. They're still ass all the way up until, like, and we've gotten to, like, wave 35, and, like, the lag is so bad. Like, it gets so bad. Hey, Sinister.
Hey.
The lag gets so bad, and you still get the same sucky rewards. And it's like, well, okay, what's the point?
Right.
Like, why keep going if you're just gonna get the same crappy stuff?
To show.
So people don't. They stop at wave 5, they get their 600 influence, and they call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, technically they call it a week.
Yeah, that's true. Yes,
Which is,
they do.
Which is another thing that's dumb. If I'm only getting 600 influence, I should be able to do it more than once a week.
Yeah. But they're like, oh, but you can do it on multiple characters.
Not everybody has multiple characters.
Well, not only that, I mean, and I'm not going to point fingers at anybody else, but I am going to say strictly for myself, who the hell wants to keep track of which character you did it on all week?
It needs to tell you.
Like, at least give me an indicator. Give me any kind of indicator that says, hey, you've already done Marauders on this character. Because I have... How many characters do I have? I don't even know. I have one of every class, at least. Come on. Like, give me some kind of indicator that says that I've already done it on this character for this week.
Or one that pops up, or that's there, and then when you do it, it goes away.
That works too. I mean, either or. I'm not picky. Just something that says that... Something that doesn't allow me to waste my time.
Mm-hmm.
Because wasting your time sucks. And you don't get it back. So, there's that. Why am I in Von Rockdoom?
That's a good question. Why are you in Von Rockdoom?
Yeah, I gotta... Oh, because I was helping Jinx. He didn't have a signpost, and he couldn't find out, like, how to get back to Protector's Enclave, so I went and got him. Okay.
Hate it when that happens.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You ever look in the fridge
So
like
anywho.
5 times and still not find something to eat?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep opening the door, thinking that there's going to be new stuff in there every time you open the door.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Maybe there's something
I'm in the pantry for the 3rd time.
It's like, yeah, it's not changing.
It's just one of those. It wasn't good enough, but after you look so long, now it's good enough. You know?
Yeah, what is good enough? Now that I know what's in there, what is passable? Am I willing to go?
Oh, man.
I want to make some of that red
Alright, do
popcorn, but I'm lazy.
Nice.
Alright, do we want to run something?
If you want to.
I
haven't
would.
done anything.
My controller is currently charging while we talk.
Okay, that's fine.
So if you guys want to run something,
can
that's
wait.
fine, and I can talk still. But I'm just getting up every once in a
Was there
while.
anything that
turn it on
anybody
and-
needs to run? We'll start with that.
I think I did advance queue today. Did I do Reaper? I didn't do Reaper. But
What's Reaper?
LOM.
Ooh.
No consumables,
Oh.
reduced recharge speed, no health regen. So it's not terrible.
Oh. But we need a healer that can actually heal.
You're saying I can't heal?
mhm.
Oh, you were gonna heal? Because I'm cool with that.
If I have to, yeah. I
I mean, I'm cool with you healing. Like,
mean, the other group's got a pally trying to heal. I'm tossing right now. Hopefully works out for him. He's been wanting to try for a while.
I mean, I hope it does.
We just capped out on
I
his
hope it
Claire.
does. Wow.
There's a weekly cap to the gyms.
You know what's weird is like, I've been like getting stuff and things, and it's like stuff that would be good for a healer,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna do that. I just don't think we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
We're just not gonna build a healer. No.
Well, yeah, it's like the ring I just got. It's a healing ring, but it's when I heal somebody, they get power and combat advantage or power and defense or something. I'm like, what good is that?
Well, I won't give it to them.
Well, chances are they're capped, so
Right.
we're close to it. I mean, I'm sure the paladin, can shield everybody, like even when we're doing giants, but if they're not damaged, they're not technically being healed, they're being shielded, so it shouldn't proc. Not to say it won't, because it's Neverwinter, but it shouldn't.
What does this say? The S tier, doing MTOS carry completion runs, sub 30 minutes, and we're doing MTOS challenges. PM for more info.
AKA, how many cold notes should you give?
Oh, Schlubsy. Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of people posting that out. And yeah, we just had a discussion in the other group about this, and it comes down to there's not a lot of completion groups. I mean, the people who complain about it, it's like they're doing it, you can pay and do it, or you can build your own group and see how that goes. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. If you don't want to pay them, build a group and do it. But they're not wrong. I mean, dirty, maybe a little, but not wrong. I mean, More Sneaky's got a bunch of completions and no ring still. Hasn't had a single ring drop.
Oh, I know. I felt so bad because he came in earlier and he was like, yeah, I had to bow out of there for a minute because I was getting really pissed off.
Yeah. And I feel bad, especially me sitting here. I got 6 rings. Only using one of them because the rest of them are useless to me. But
I was a pickup group and got to the third boss, and everybody kept complaining that the cocoons weren't getting hit, and I was like, dude, I'm hitting my toad and my snipe.
see, that's the other problem. Every DPS should be using one or the other.
Yeah.
Because they both have, because you got to build AP, and your mount's got a 1 minute cooldown. Cocoons are every 30 seconds. You're only going to have your mount for every other one as it is.
Yeah. Well, they
So,
left with the third boss. They closed the thing.
ugh.
So there's that. Yeah.
I mean, it happens. People get focused on the beams and start leaving the cocoon early, and it's still got a hair left, and then you don't make it. It just takes discipline.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the issue we were having earlier. But I don't know. I got 2 completions today so far.
Well, that's cool.
Well,
Oh, but I gave up my spot.
well, maybe I'll see if they're later on in the evening. See if they're still going.
Yeah,
If I can just get one completion today.
and it's a little different too because the tank has not been tanking this. He's been DPSing it, so we switched to tank now. So, which he's doing fine. We were the ones messing up, but for an environment, I guess.
Right.
So, and then we were that different than the way Tubby's been running it on like the second boss and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
and then even like the third boss, here in some groups have the healer taking green and the tank taking red. We don't do that. We do tank and healer take red and the DPS take turns taking green.
Yeah. I need to figure out those red circles in the second boss because that's literally the only thing that I'm. I mean, I get what it is. It's just maybe before we go in, we need to figure out what tactic we're doing because.
Well, what
we
do is when you first start, the boss don't move, so the tank keeps her facing the door, and everybody goes around behind her until you get her to that first 20%. Then you do the trees, and all that. And then after that, the tank takes her down by the door. You can't get right on the door because there's something with she loses sight of you because of the angle of the ground. That's what we were testing earlier. So you got to stay just a little ways away from the door so she can see you. And the DPS stay like I do left side, so I stay towards the left. You got a DPS that stays in the middle up by the platform, and then a DPS that stays on the right. So we still have combat advantage. And the tank's got her facing the other way, so we don't get hit by any of the hexes.
See, that's what I need.
And then when you do the red circles, left guy will go bury it in the left wall, preferably as far to the top as possible. Same on the right. And then the guy in the middle can just bury it in the platform, but if there's one on the right or left, they can kind of shift a little bit.
Shimmy. Yeah.
The main thing is get against the wall and don't move so other people know where their safe spot is. And the tank just buries it in the door if they get it. And then the healer's kind of because the healers are running around anyway, so it's kind of the healer goes to whichever side the other one is not. You know what I mean? So if the left side's got it, then the healer goes to the right, type of thing. And it works pretty good for the most part. I mean, we only had one where people died from the red circle, and that's because, one person wasn't used to the way we do it, so he moved at the last second and killed somebody. But, I mean, it's going to happen until you learn your group. That's the hard thing about hugging groups. You don't know the group, so people do things differently, especially when it's a new dungeon. And sorry, I didn't mean to take over your stream talking about MTOP.
No, because that is definitely information that I wanted
So I
It's
mean,
just, it's amazing to me, like, how different people run different things.
yeah, and I mean,
Like,
the newer dungeons, that's going to happen. For some mechanics are going to be done differently, and eventually, you know how it is. Eventually, it's going to get run enough. Everybody's going to fall in line with whatever the best one is once it gets figured out.
Hmm.
For the most part, because most dungeons there really isn't more than one or two ways to do mechanics to be consistently successful.
Right.
So it's a learning curve. I mean, as long as they don't do what they did to Crown and change the whole freaking dungeon every
yeah,
3 months.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but I mean, in terms of one of the biggest problems we have with the current player base is that the newer players don't don't take the time to learn the mechanics, especially when it comes to the daily queues and stuff. They just blast through it, take their hits, take their lumps, and get their prize. You know? So when they get into the bigger dungeons, they don't understand how mechanics work. I mean, how do you know
Well, and
how
they,
hypos work from doing learning it as you're going with the other dungeons, right? Oh,
yeah. Well, the other thing a lot of them don't do is they don't, and this is not like a shot at anybody because everybody starts somewhere. Like when you go on Google or YouTube or whatever and you're looking up, like what can I do with my wizard or what can I do with my tank or whatever, and how to build, that's just a jumping off point. Like you need to really learn your class and your character and figure out how to best get it to do what you want it to do. So if you're DPS, obviously you want to do damage, right? I mean, so it makes sense. But like if you're just following somebody's build, you're not really getting
right.
a solid understanding of what your character's capable of.
I mean, you're not gonna make it past. You're not gonna make it past average to below average unless you read and understand how your tune works. You need to understand the feats and how they correlate with your encounters and your at-wills and your dailies and all that stuff. Because, like for example, the warlock. Why do you use your purple circle as soon as you get into battle? Because it gives you soul investiture stacks if you have your feats set up. And if you read it, it tells you what the soul investiture stacks do, which they increase your damage. That's things people need to take the time to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, wizard's another one. Some of your powers change depending on how your feats are set up.
Exactly. So I guess I would like to see more of that too. I would like to see more people who are like really getting to know their class and like understanding the way that it functions and how to best, you know, match their feats with their powers or whatever. Like it would be really nice to do that, but I have no room to talk because I'm one of those people where I know how everything works. I can explain to you what the power does, but I cannot tell you the name of that power unless I look.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing, like if I've been playing the tune, if that's the tune I'm currently playing, I could probably tell you what it is. If I haven't played it in a few days, like actually run dungeons and stuff with it, yeah, good luck. The thing that does
7
this, or the
years I have been playing a paladin. 7 years, and I still can't tell you what the name of the powers are.
it happens.
I can tell you what they do, though.
Yeah, it's the one with
But
the
I
thing.
have to look. Yeah,
And
it's that one power
we've
that makes
talked
you
about
lunge
that
forward.
in the alliance before with holding sessions to cover different classes and stuff, but it doesn't seem like the interest is there most of the time.
Hmm.
Well, and I think that there's like several different reasons for that. Some people, they come in and even though it's an MMO, they just want to play by themselves, which is, I don't get it. Like I don't get that at all. I mean, you do you,
I,
but I don't understand that whole not interacting and not associating with anybody on any kind of level.
I
Um
mean, I have those days.
I do. I have those days where I'm just like, I just want to log on, do the few things that I need to do, and get the fuck out of Dodge. Like,
Mhm.
everybody has them. Everybody has them days. You just want to, get done what you need to, and
Yeah,
you
but
want
I
some
mean,
peace.
it's like playing Mario Kart by yourself. Is it really fun? I mean,
Eh,
if you're just
no.
racing, sure, but if you're doing the battles, it's a lot more fun with friends. But
True.
Yeah.
each their own, I guess, when it comes to that.
True. True.
Yeah.
True.
And I mean, but what really used to get me, and like, and I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't know if how this applies to other like ranks as far as, but as a guild leader, like, I have had people who strictly play by themselves, don't interact with anybody, don't, not even for like, you call out in guild or alliance chat, and even though they're running the same thing that you're running, like, they will not respond, and that's fine. Like, but then will come to me later complaining that they can't progress.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
Like, I can't help you if I don't know.
I mean,
Like, don't come to me when it's too late and then say, "Well, I'm leaving the guild because you never helped," or I'm quitting the game because I can't progress. Like, don't come to me when a decision's already been made. Like, you need help, we're here, ask for it. And that's, again, not a shot at anybody, because the
right.
person that I am actually talking about left the guild. Like, he actually quit the game like 4 years ago. So, it's nobody current, so don't anybody panic.
Right. It's
But,
no different. I mean,
you know,
you get the people in guilds that don't interact at all. They go through, they do what they need to do, they donate to the guild, everything else, they're really good. They choose not to talk to people, and that's fine too. I mean, some
yep,
people use it to, a lot of people play games just to decompress and they don't want to deal with people.
exactly.
So,
Which I am, look, if that's what you got to have, in your life in order to have, peace of mind or good mental health or whatever it is you need to do, you do that, boo. Do it.
yep,
Mm-hmm.
just
If
don't
that means
complain
you're
that you
logging on
didn't
to
have
never,
help.
yeah, but don't come to me talking about you're not getting any help. I'm not clairvoyant. I can't read your mind. I don't know, and I can't watch people all the time and just be like, communication's two-way street. Doors open. All you gotta do is say the word, and we will help you.
I mean,
But
it's like touching on the sore subject of Discord.
mm-hmm.
You know, it's so much easier to answer questions and set up runs and all that stuff on Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly,
And we've
most
tried
people
the
don't want
other
to use it.
options. No, we've tried the other options. We have an alliance club on Xbox. We have it. It's there. It's not convenient.
We do.
We do. Yeah. We have an alliance club um that I created actually from our previous alliance, like the one that we were helm of before. And like, I just kicked anybody that wasn't in Dragon's Bane out of it, because why dissolve it completely? I thought, maybe we'll have use for this someday, some point.
I mean, realistically,
But it's,
what needs what they need to do while they're doing this stronghold rework and stuff is maybe they need to do that. You know, I can only put out one guild mail a day. You know?
There should be Alliance mail.
Uh-huh.
You know, we should be able to send out Alliance mail.
Yep.
Like, I mean, and you know, maybe each guild leader. I haven't gotten that far in it, but we should be able to send one Alliance mail a day at least.
Yeah. And what I was getting at is maybe, while they're doing the stronghold thing, make like a stronghold bulletin board type thing.
Oh yeah.
Where the guild
Like, have
leader
you
can
seen
go
the
on there
things all over the place?
and be
Yeah.
like, we're doing Marauders at this time. We're going to do, first mini boss farms this time, get with this person to set up or whatever. Just a way to put it out without sending guild mail. Because, you use that guild mail to put
Ooh,
that
I
out.
like
You might have
that.
something important to put out.
I like the bulletin board. I think that's an amazing idea. You hear us, Cryptic? Bulletin
too.
board.
Mm-hmm.
We need that. Like, that would be amazing. They used to be all over the place. Each zone used to have at least one. We, as in console players, never had access to it. They did away with it before they made it live on console. But PC had it, and I thought, oh, that's a really awesome thing to have. Like, we should maybe have access to that. And I think we did have access to it temporarily, but it was for something very specific.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it was, but at this point, yes, like bulletin board, that would be fucking amazing. Like, I would love to have that.
I mean,
because I'm going to be honest, the sending of the mail thing, not really liking that idea.
No.
But I mean, hey, it's either that or join Discord, like, I would love to have more people join Discord, but it's like pulling teeth.
It's fine, but you get these people that want to set stuff up, Alliance runs up and stuff, but refuse to use Discord. Now, you know how hard that is? You just tell somebody you want to do some runs, but you're not on Discord or anything, and it's like, okay, you want to do some runs this day at this time. Nobody else hears anything about it. They don't know how to contact you, so it's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So bulletin board could be on the wall in the stronghold, or it could even be in the menu, like the stronghold menu. It would make things so much nicer.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Not
I agree.
What's gonna be for dinner one of these nights?
Yeah, that looks terrible.
Sorry, I'm also eating.
Oh, sorry.
Me too.
I'm having adult Lunchables again.
I'm having beef.
Oh, that sounds
Not
good.
a sponsor.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I think we ought to write to Cryptic and tell him we need that bulletin board.
It's one of the simplest things they could do that would actually could make a big impact if people used it.
Be cool if there was like a, community bulletin board too. But I don't know. Sometimes I see people posting in Protectors Enclave or wherever, and I'm just like, yeah, I think I'm gonna sit that one out.
Yeah.
And again, and I know people are probably going to like listen to all the things that I'm saying and be like, oh, she's a bitch. No, that's not the way this is. Like, I am a huge advocate for playing the way that you want to play and all that. Like, I'm just saying that in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to content that you want to run, and I mean, sooner or later, you get to the point where there's something that you want to run and you need a team. It would be so much easier to put that team together or join somebody who's putting a team together if there were better tools to use within the game. And if you're somebody who doesn't want to do that stuff, you don't want to run in-game content, you don't want to run dungeons, you just want to, fiddle with characters or whatever, you do you. I'm not judging.
Those
I'm
people
just
just
saying.
gotta understand that if you want to be a loner in this game, that's cool. But you can only go so far in the content.
Exactly.
So don't expect to be an in-game player if you're not going to be sociable.
Yeah. There's a level of social that you need to be to get to where you want to be.
This is a group-based MMO, not just an MMO where you run around and there's other people in the game. It's almost everything about this game is group-based.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, Chewie has a freaking barbarian. How did I not ever know that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Oh man.
I'm so on the fence about what to make for dinner tomorrow. I know I said the pork tenderloin, but chicken and dumplings is comfort food.
Pork tenderloin is always good. Some roasted
chicken
potatoes.
dumplings good.
I'm making chicken wings.
I know.
What did you say?
What's like, do I... Chicken wings.
Chicken wings.
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
Well, I got this, pineapple bourbon glaze. And it says that if you're going to use it for any type of... There's a recipe on there for specifically for slow cooker pork tenderloin. It says mix it in some applesauce and just dump it over the pork tenderloin.
Mm-hmm.
And basically let it cook on low all day. Which sounds really amazing, but man, chicken and dumplings sounds good too. It's food. All food sounds good. Well, not all food, but a lot of food sounds good.
And I think I've decided
Most food sounds good.
the day has come. The Lionheart's going up for sale.
Oh shit.
How much they going for?
Well, for my it's like $9.50 a hand or $7.50. One's $9.50, one's $7.50, something like that.
Oh, that is not what I would have guessed. Well, yeah.
Did you think more or less?
I thought it was gonna be a little less, to be honest. Just because it's...
Me too. That's why I said the day has come.
Yeah.
Ring of Rising Deflect. Oh my god.
What is this for the word?
Talk about...
I mean, Obviously, every class is cost is going to be. I mean, there's cheaper ones at 700 at green.
Oh, what is that? Oh, it's gallant.
Workshop.
To the workshop.
So, something else I wouldn't mind seeing. I don't know how hard this would be or if it's doable or whatever. I wouldn't mind being able to mix match some of like the appearance items in the gear for appearance items. Like there's a
Yes.
couple of pants that I wouldn't mind, like a shirt from the gear tab. I know that's like a minor thing, but
Just because you change your outfit every 3 days.
I do.
Hey, camper, how's it going? Yeah, many, many moons ago, you used to be able to transmute just about anything. No, regardless of class, regardless, like it didn't matter. Like you could transmute pretty much anything, and I'm not sure why they took that away. I guess they were trying to keep it. You could only transmute things for your class, but
Yeah.
it's kind of disappointing at the same time because there's a shield that I would have loved to have for my paladin, and you could only get it on the fighter.
Well,
And I thought,
the fact,
you
the fact that the shields can't be used on both to begin with is dumb.
right.
I mean, shield's a shield, right?
Special hand
I mean,
clip
you
to
would
the
think.
fighter. I don't know.
Well, the crazy thing is, so they bring the shield back, right? For the fighter, it's the martyr's shield. So they bring it back, and you can get it on the fighter, but you can't get it on the paladin. And I just think that's bullshit. Like, it's like my favorite shield, and I can't use it for my paladin because. But if you inspect my fighter, you can see it's got the 2 dragons on it, and that's actually Hallister, by the way. It's Hallister and the 2 dragons that are on the staff. But I think it's like the coolest shield in the game. I mean, I like the one that my paladin has, but it's not quite the same.
I like the paladin
But
Watcher shield.
I like the paladin Watcher shield too. It's pretty cool. Also, the fighter has the glaive, and I get why the paladin does not have the glaive because paladins are supposed to use blunt weapons. Blah blah blah. Yeah, I got it. That's great.
Except you can get swords for your paladin.
But you can get swords for your paladin, so I want a glaive.
You should give him as a morning star.
My tabletop cleric had a morning star. It's freaking amazing. I still love. I get this question all the time, like, well, you played cleric on tabletop. Why didn't you play cleric in Neverwinter? Well, because clerics in Neverwinter are casters, and I don't want to be a caster. I like the weapon and the shield and the plate armor and all the stuff that comes with that. I don't like the whole casting thing. But other people do, and that's fine. And then it's like, well, you know, if your cleric was a healer and your paladin in Neverwinter is, you know, like your cleric healer from tabletop, why don't you play a healer? Because I suck at healing. Suck at it. That's why. You're welcome. You're
Don't
welcome
ask
that I don't
questions.
play a healer.
Yeah.
Just go with it because I suck at healing. Like, I just want to be a tank and get punched in the face and look pretty.
She's not as bad at healing as
That's-
she makes it sound. She just doesn't like to heal.
Oh no, I suck.
You just listen to
Maybe I
one
just suck at
specific-
cleric healing. Maybe I just suck at cleric healing. I don't know.
You just listen to one specific person too much when it comes to healing.
Yeah, but when he's right, he's right.
Yeah, when he's right.
My cleric was terrible. My
No, it
cleric was
wasn't.
terrible. She was terrible. You guys are just being nice. She was awful.
Nope, seen a lot worse.
I mean, I have too, but they were usually babies, clerics, and, you know, baby healers, and then I felt bad for feeling like they were terrible.
Now your ranger, she's terrible.
And
Yes. Yes. My poor ranger. We'll just say that she's seen better days. We'll just put it that way. My warlock's not half bad. My rogue's not half bad. That's all I got going for me, though. So I'll just stick with tanking and...
Your DPS are fine. They just don't have the time put into them, that's all. The
They
time
really
and
don't.
Stuff that you got put into your tanks. Like me, I quit playing my warlock for the most part for what, a month now? Month and a half?
Mm-hmm.
So far behind on damage when I took it in Toss.
Oh, well. Your wizard doesn't do bad, though.
No.
But then again, wizards are destroying everything right now, so...
Of course, the other two wizards I was running with beat me, but I wasn't too far behind.
Yeah.
But they're more aggressive than I am.
Yes. They are some sweaty deeps.
Well,
Sweaty,
one of them
sweaty.
was aggressive and the other one was hangry. And you
I mean,
know which
that'll
is
do
which.
it. Yep. That'll do it.
And then we stood outside the circle for 10 minutes while he ate.
Yes. Hopefully it was at least less of a cranky bitch at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, we might have had something to do with the rest of the bitching. Yeah, your favorite
What's funny
Canadian
is it
wasn't
wouldn't
there,
take...
So he was helping, you know, the situation, of course.
Oh, of course he was. Of course he was. Also, I would like to see content that is not Underdark.
Well, the problem is they kind of have to do Underdark now because they just gave us a bunch of gear that gets bonuses in Underdark.
I know.
My biggest problem is the stuff that gives you bonuses in MTOS because you have to beat MTOS a few times to get it. And if I can beat MTOS without it, what do I need it for?
Uh-huh. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I do not like that dungeon. I
I
don't
mean,
like it.
the first boss is the hardest part of the whole dungeon. And that's
Yeah.
mostly because of RNG on whether you're gonna get double barrels or traps or, you know, stuff like that. The second one is just, like you guys were in the second boss, it's just, you haven't been in there enough.
Yeah, the second boss was brutal.
Plus, I mean, like we were talking about, the group you were with was it completely different than the group I run it with. So, you know, maybe one will work better than the other for you once you see them both, type of thing, you know.
I hope so, because I was not impressed with my own performance. I mean, it wasn't terrible. Like I'm not saying I did bad. I don't think I did bad. I just
And then the last boss is just you getting thrown around and slapped in the face a lot.
oh, I'm used to that.
Pick up a
Bring
few
it.
red beans, you know, get knocked on the ground 30, 40 times. And she teleports all over the place, so she knocks you down, and then you get up and she's halfway across the damn place, and, you know.
Of course. Where are those arms at? Ew.
But yeah, I think you get a couple more runs on the second boss, you'll be fine.
I just hate those pink beams. Like, they're freaking annoying.
Oh, the red circles. Giant circles.
Yeah, I guess I'm, like, you know, because I'm so close that, you know, maybe that's what it is. I'm so close I don't see the pink.
It's actually not even pink. It's like a bluish purple.
Or whatever.
But yeah, if you were to do it the other way and be by the door, it'd be easier for you, I think, to see it.
Yeah, that's
'Cause when
that's definitely my struggle.
when you're standing close, you got the purple dome behind you and all that stuff, and that's gonna make it harder. Plus the boss is
Yeah, I
like
didn't.
purplish and blue. And
Yeah, there's just all kinds of shit going on. Not to mention, I too was getting angry.
I can tell.
It's like, oh my god, I'm just freaking starving.
Yeah. And Sebastian's over there eating while you're talking about being hungry.
I know, right? I'm like, oh my god. Distract the hell out of him. He did ask me though. He's like, I can bring you some of these. Like, no, I just wanna do this.
And if you'd have ate them when you made them the first time, they wouldn't be a topic right now.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, I think I'm just gonna wear this for now until I figure out what else to wear.
It's like me, I'm like, I think I'm gonna get rid of the shiny bark shield. Everybody else is wearing it now, so that's cool.
Yeah.
It starts to hurt my eyes after a while. Being old and all.
Oh yes, because we're so old. Oh yeah, what the hell did I do? Exchange a boon? Guess not. Okay, whatever. Man, they really want to boost those MTOS runs.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you're getting paid in coal modes, I mean...
I mean, yeah, I guess there is that. I want to get paid in coal modes. How do I do that?
You already get them in the mail.
Not lately. I think that Canadians getting a little stingy with them.
Slacker.
Man, I can't believe it's only 8:30. Like, I feel like such an old lady. Like, I am so beat.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you.
Yeah, but it's like past your time anyway.
True.
I just feel like I don't know. I didn't sleep well last night. Kept waking up, and I don't know what has gotten into the dogs. They have all lost their damn minds at the same time. Because I don't know what was happening, but Piper started barking at like 2. And then the other 2 dogs didn't even acknowledge that she was barking. And then she finally laid back down after I threatened her life. And she went back to sleep. I'm like, okay, we're good. And then a little while later, Mac was staring at the door and just growling. Like he was staring at the bathroom door and growling at the freaking door. So I finally got up and like I got the baseball bat just in case. Because, you know, I didn't know what was going on. Like he was losing his shit. And he's usually the quiet one. And so I opened the bathroom door and there's like nothing, there's nobody. Like so I'm going around the house, you know, thinking somebody's in here somewhere and that's why he's going crazy. There was nothing. Nothing going on. He's just growling at the bathroom door. And then about an hour after that, Watson completely went berserk. Was barking and growling and snarling and just losing it. So I don't know what was going on, but
You might have to talk to Mikey about that.
Mikey, I need you to send me some sage.
It's got to be white sage.
I don't know what's happening, but they all lost their shit at different times. And usually when one starts, like the other ones, you know, go along for the ride. And it was not the case this time. Oh, and then at 6:30 on the button, Luca went to the front door and was crying. So I texted Rachel and I told her she needs to come get her cat. Because he's making me nuts. Usually he's fine, but like, you know, when she comes by and then she leaves is when it makes things difficult. And I don't really want a cat.
I
I
wouldn't
love
either.
him. He's very sweet, but I'm not about that litter box life.
Mm-mm.
So, uh, uh. And then I tried to take a nap, and that didn't happen either. So now I'm beat.
Don't blame me. Don't blame you.
And it doesn't help that somebody keeps turning the heat up.
Those bitches.
Not supposed to touch it.
They are not. People are going to start losing hands. Or other things. That sounds terrible.
So Thursday is the Wondrous Bazaar and Trade Fair sale. Yay.
Mm-hmm.
Companion note tokens.
And Challenge of the Gods for some reason.
Yes.
Challenge of the God.
Yes.
I don't remember what that is.
You get that.
Oh.
It'll drop something. It'll say you got like kill so many of these in so much time or whatever.
Yeah, I remember that now. Okay.
But they haven't updated the prizes in, I don't know, so it's like, what,
4
not
years.
16 or something?
So it's not really worth
It's been
getting it.
forever.
No. And, I mean, unless you want another Lyra's Bell.
Hell yeah.
So fully heals and grants 11
Yes.
seconds of immunity to your companion.
I mean, did anybody try using the bell with the hawk? Maybe it's
Bell with
best
the
as
other
well.
bell?
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't, but Priestess of Soon, Acolyte of Celeborn, Tomorrow's Lucky Coin, Forge Hammer of God, Lathander set, Odin's Token of Free Movement, Helmite Pelted Ghosts. That's about it. Celestial Mantle, Transmute.
Gotcha. Oh, that was weird. Well, I am going to end the stream for tonight. Thank you guys so much. Have a good one.